that keep this in mind first. Why I ask you to read this, because of course when we talk about the defilements, you have defilements, and then you have like the pariyodhana, and that's a problem of me. Always have to think about the translation. Let me see. Then you have the list of number 27 on my table that call these factors, right? And then you have this called bondage, and you also have this called procreativity. Procreativity actually is the main topic, especially in Abhidharmavatara. Okay, not Abhidharmavatara. It's basically it's a Sarasvati school is pay a lot of attention on this procreativity. Okay, and because might be the reason is because in the sutta it's not happen very often. So I think Abhidharma like to talk something more detailed. There's not much in the sutta. However, then you also have the defilements, and you also have so-called the secondary defilements like number 31 and number 32. You do also have this so-called this tense, and number 33 you have these envelopments. So we're going to talk about those later on. And the last one actually, not the last one, the other one is a popular one is called outflows too. So you have 11. So what I want to say is that when you look at the list, you do find that the list is different. Okay. So far we don't want to go too far about the other list first. We just go only the three. Compare the three. Which three? Remember, the first one is the factors, the bondage, and the procreativity, right? So why I ask you to compare the list? We must bear in mind one thing. Whenever because when you talk about when you come to the discussion on this list, you are also start to have to understand when someone become the saint, what kind of defilement they have abandoned. Okay, what kind of the items they have abandoned. But then how could you explain when you look at these three main classes? How do you explain that? I need to back to this subject again, because otherwise it's become difficult. So we know that for the Sravakayana, the very crucial very crucial thing is that someone can be attend the stream antenna, Strotapana, right? The stream antenna, so that they would not never return to become a normal person again, like a mundane person. And according to the sutta, that person can only be reborn 7 times. But actually someone, I think you asked a very good question. But then when I go back, I remember, I think I remember in a certain school, maybe even in Sarasvati school, sometimes reborn as a 7 times, it can mean reborn as a 14 times also. But anyway, I forgot about that. They have some other ideas. Depends, what do you mean by reborn as a 7 times? They have a different opinion. But it's okay. Forget about those minor things at the moment. Learn the big scale first. In the big scale, so we know that someone who, if they attend, when they meditate from the samadhi, we're going to talk a path later. Don't worry about that. Okay, maybe next year. That means 2014. We're going to talk about the path system, how they practice, how they can enter there. So far, since we come to the list of the defilements, in the list of the defilements, we know that this is all about the main crucial point. Someone, when they attend the stream enters, they will have abandoned 3 things, right? Remember? Hello? 3 things. And among the 3 things, they abandoned the so-called in the 3 things of the list called the lower level of the factors, right? So anyone remind me what are these 5 things first? The lower levels of factors, what are these in Chinese? What are these? Doubt is a 1, and okay, identity view, identity And then maybe ritual attachment, just a simple attachment. Yeah. Number 4. Yeah, the sensual desire. Number 5. The last one. Or hatred, or it's okay. Okay. All right. So, in other words, I mean, I'm not going to repeat that more thing, but just since it have to do with the topic we're going to talk, is that when someone become the stream enter, the Sotapanna, it has to be abandoned the 3 things. The doubt, the identity view of the accumulation, that means Senjian, okay, in Chinese. It means the view on the body, basically, the mind and the body. And then also attached to the ritual and the wrong precepts, okay. So this 3 things, they were abandoned. So in general description means the doubt refer to, then they have no any doubt refer to what is karma. Basically in general we will say he has a complete faith to the Buddha, to the Dharma, to the Sangha, and then to the virtue, right? But if you can talk more, that means he knows what is, he knows there's a reincarnation, and he knows there's a cause and effect, and so on, okay? But even in the bigger scale. But in the general, we just say, because that's simply just say, they have the faith to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, and this virtue. That's complete faith. In other words, mean if people want to kill you, say, I'm going to kill you. You just tell me that you don't believe that. So they say, no, then kill me. I still believe it. That's mean by the complete faith, okay? A lot of people tell me, oh, I have a complete faith to that. Yeah, that's a good way to say in English, but not really in the practical. In practical, they know that because they know once they don't have this Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha and the virtue, they bound to be suffering the whole life. So they don't mind even people kill them just in order to ask him to tell lie or whatever. Or he will not scare about this. That means they're total. And this identity view of the accumulation, this is just a translation. Generally means that you identify yourself. In other words, mean you meditate, you up to a point, understand there's no self. So then you understand very well that the mind and the body, how they work together. And that's why you do not have a kind of accumulation here, you can say, a big idea of what mean by I as the body, I as the mind. Okay, that's the one the stream enter definitely have to abandon those things. Okay, that's why it's very easy to check the stream enter. If the stream enter, they attach the body, and then you know definitely there's no stream enter. Okay, that's very easy. Nothing. And then the ritual attachment basically mean they attach to, like, they think that, oh, because I do this ritual, they were good for me. So that's why people always say, should I do this? Should I meditate for 5 hours in order to be enlightenment? If the teacher say, yes, but of course sometimes in the condition, maybe the Buddha will say, because the people is a lazy person. He might be saying, you have to do 5-hour meditation. You have to do 2-hour meditation. What? But that's because that person different. But in general, what I mean, like in all, if they say the statement, all of you have to do 5 hours in order to be enlightenment, then you know this is attached to the ritual and the virtue. When you hear this statement, for me actually, that's very clear already, because there's no such a rule, because to attain enlightenment, it has nothing to do with how long you're doing this or how long you're doing that. What you are doing, whether I have to worship the Buddha, whether I have to do this, is nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like if anyone tell you, you know what? All of you, if you want to be a professor, you have to learn not to sleep. Then those who've been studying know, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's the statement itself is wrong. But of course, maybe he used the wrong word. But you've asked, are you saying that? Yeah, like me. for example. I'm just saying, I'm just giving an example. So I don't sleep when I was doing my professorship. So that's the reason why I can finish my study. Then you know this statement is wrong. And I say, that statement, it means that the people, they have never really practiced to understand what is really is mean by virtue. Okay? Remember, they cast away the doubt. So in other words, mean they definitely know what is meant by the way. They know the path, right? So this kind of attachment to what is called, Chinese called 接近取见嘛. So the view on what is meant by the correct precept, correct virtue, so will be abandoned. Okay. Before you attend that, of course, people always are struggling here and there. You know, I have to be this way, or no, I have to be that way. No, I have to be this way, I have to be that way. Anybody here, when they are successful in their any career, they know very well. When you study at the time, you might be, at first you read it, I think, okay, when I finish this, I have to be this. But after some time, it's not working very well, but you still, it helps you to understand, right? You correct yourself. But when you break through, the wisdom when you break through, then you find there's no such a rule that should be fixed the rule, but it doesn't mean there's no rule. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, because you know that the main point is where. Okay, okay. After learning this, please don't go to check the people. Okay, and because if you are not, you check yourself only. Do I have this kind still? I'm not sure. You know. All right. So when you compare the list, we're going to talk that later after the break. When we compare the list, we find some of the lists doesn't include this thing, right? I'm sure just now you read that already. Yeah, please come and sit here. So when you compare the list, just now you did see that some of the list doesn't include the doubt. Am I right? And then also some of the list doesn't include this identity view of the accumulation, and also like the attachment to the ritual. So then how can you explain? Okay, this is what Saraswati school have to work that out to tell you that no, it's included. Okay, we're going to say that later. Before, you know what I'm saying. For example, first, when you look at the factors list, in the list of the factors, you don't have this. You don't have this. For example, you don't have the list called identity, the rituals attachment to the ritual, right? But then, how can you explain it? Then when I have cast away my factors, at least I can be explained that when I cast away, that means when I abandon my factors, my defilements, so-called factors. So then the sutta say that very clearly, right? When you abandon the factors, you become the stream enter, and then you become at the end become arahant. But then, firstly, before talk about arahant, how do you explain someone can be a stream enterness when they cast away the factors, right? Without being a stream enter, you cannot be arahant. So how? But they don't have this list here. But that's what I asked you to do a compare, then you know. Looks like they don't have this one, and the other they have the other one. But how then do you know the other maybe have something more? That so how we solve this problem? And Saraswati need to explain that. Okay. It's not just ask you read the list. You know. Okay. Before we come to this topic, first we look at the list first. Okay. So the explanation.
So strange has different places when they go there.
No.
There's a different places.
No, but you can say, I mean, in other words, you can say, oh, that person, say a person called A. The A person has abandoned, has cut off the factors, and he becomes, or she becomes stream enterers. But when you look at the list in Saraswati, the factors, it doesn't have the third one, for example, like. But then something wrong. You can explain it, right? Because that is become how to say universal agreed by all Buddhism that this trading has to be cut off by the stream enterers. Unless you have any other theory, say no, Some can leave this alone. But definitely there's no doubt, no question, never ever any in Buddhist tradition challenge this thing, okay? Never. So, but then how can you explain this? This is what we are going to say, talk later. So before we go that part, do you get a point now? So first, just cast some question to you. And then now we come to look at the list first. Have at least a basic idea what the age of the list means. Okay, did we explain that before? I think we did. Did we? Really? Which one? I think we didn't. I guess. Did we explain any of the content of the list? The content of the what is that? The content of the factors. No, right?
No.
Okay, let's look at this first 4.5.27. Okay, if you don't have the 4.5.27, that will be on page 87. Okay. So. Okay, look at this first. So in 87s, so they say that there are 9 factors. Like the translation is like a lust, hostility, conceit, ignorance, view, irrational adherence, doubt, jealousy, and avarice. Right. But actually, the list is not very how to say. I mean what I want to say that except the last 2 a little bit strange. So the last 2 is that the jealousy and avarice, you know, they put the jealousy and avarice even in the factors here. Okay. There are 9 of them, but actually the Sarvastivada usually they explain. They did question by some other school, like South Chandra school, for example. Or the Vasubandhu. Remember who's Vasubandhu? If you don't remember, raise your hand, okay? Siqin in Chinese. So, and Vasubandhu, the one who write, because in Chinese or in Tibetan tradition, whoever want to study about this Abhidharma, Sarvastivada Abhidharma, definitely have to read Vasubandhu's work called Jisharuma, Abhidharma Kosa, okay? Right? So, but Vasubandhu, we also just say something, few words on it. So Vasubandhu, we know that he also anyway, he used to be live in he's a Pakistani, nowadays so called Pakistani. Then he went to Kashmir to study. So anyway, according to what people understand nowadays when you study, so Vasubandhu, even though he studied this Sarvastivada Abhidharma, but his actually position is always from the Sautrantika position. Okay. They mean the one always believe in sutra is more important. Okay. So, or that you could say Sautra means from the word means sutra. Sutra, the one who holding the sutra as the most important thing. So anyway, Vasubandhu did also question this also. But according to the Sarvastivada said, explanation is a little bit, well, to me it's unsatisfactory, but anyway, that's what they explain. The list why they put the jealousy and avarice here, you know the word avarice. Okay, I think we're going to explain it later. He will just say because these 2 is actually, they can stay alone separately. In a way, they can stay alone. So that's why they put in the list. Well, we don't have much detail why that would be important. Anyway, we're going to say that later. More. Look at the list first. The first one is the last, right? Okay, 4.5.27.1. Maybe best to say this. 4.5.27.1, right? It said that the last factor is the greed of the tree sphere. You know what's the tree sphere? The tree existence. Okay. What does mean the last here? Here the raga. Here means the raga means the last anunaya.
Okay.
Yeah. What? It's agreed for the tree sphere. Okay. It is the name last as it is has a characteristic of attachment like the methyl lacquer, which adhere to the thing easily. Something like a glue. Okay, like a glue. Just yeah, and it will glue it together. So last itself is a factor, therefore it's named called the last factor. Okay. Do you have any question? What's mean by the tree sphere? Understand? You don't know what's tree sphere? 三界 in Chinese. So it means that what does the last year mean? The raga mean somebody who still attached to like the existence word that they have the desire. That means they have the sexual gratification. And then the existence word that doesn't have the sexual gratification, but they still have the physical body existence, right? And then also the last or the craving, you could say, for the existence of the mind exists, even though the body does not exist. For example, like, if you look at other religion, that's what they always, have this kind of attachment, the last. So they don't want, they think that when they die, they finished. You know what I'm saying? They want to think either they should be born in somewhere, whether they have a beautiful life with the good partner or better partner, the most beautiful partner, right? So, or they were born in somewhere that actually they don't need a partner, but they live very happily. And they don't have, in other words, mean there's no male and female body, only one kind of body. But of course, then among them have 16 levels, a lot of levels. Even there are also many different types of heavens. But that's called the three sphere, two sphere now. The third one means that, or they were attached to when they die, so they have to be like, in a place like, some people would like describe like the gods maybe is like nobody. Actually, the Christianity never have this idea, but now only recently they start to invent this idea. I mean, because look at the Christians actually say, especially from the Old Testament, right? So, and the God created man from their own image, right? You know what I mean? Actually, that means that they believe that they have a kind of body. But of course, then later on, I'm sure even in England, if you study theology, and now the God mostly described as like maybe nobody also, a movable mover, okay? Something like that, somebody not moving, something like. So anyway, it's still to the Buddhist concept that the someone. So what does the last here mean? Anyway, look for the list first. It means that they attach to this existence, this three kind of existence. Either they have a body or no body, or either they have the female or male body, then they have this, where they have this sexual gratification. Like, in the Islamic, it's very famous when they believe that when they die, some say that, I don't know how far it's true, I try to check it too, I didn't have time to look for a long time. Then you can have many wives in your heavens also, right? So, and all this. So this is still, there's a kind, the attachment from Buddhist perspective, a craving, okay? That's mean by craving. That's how defined by craving. And the second, it's when you look at 4, 5, 2, 7, it mean all refer to the factors. The second factors is mean, that's right, 2, 4, 5, 27, 2, right? So it's a hostility, pradika. I said that pradika is agata, is almost the same word in Pali or Sanskrit. It means a kind of like conflict, okay? So the hostility factor is the hatred belonging to the 5 classes of abandonable, so, okay? And we're going to describe what's the later. It is named hostility as it is characterized by delight in harming, so like agata, in harming and not being benevolent to sentient beings. It brings about the future unsatisfactoriness just like the bitter seeds. Hostility itself is a factor, therefore it's named hostility factors. Okay? Do you have any question about this? Any? No question? I'm surprised. Okay. So but however, there's a statement here say it's the hostility factor is the hatred belonging to the 5 classes. Okay, what are these 5 classes? You don't know. We're going to talk that later, okay? Shall we leave that a moment later? I will be back here later, okay? So, no, it's not difficult. So anyway, we'll be back here later. Now look at the number 3. What is number 3? The number 3 is a conceit, mana, okay? What is conceit? Conceit is in 3 spheres, you know. In other words, I mean conceit happened, according to Buddhism, in 3 spheres. Remember what is 3 spheres now? No question, okay? Sanjie, okay? So, and it is named conceit as it is characterized by mental elevation. When one compares one's own virtue with those of others, as in the case of an arrogant person depreciating others, it is further divided into 7 kinds: mana, adimana, manadimana, asmimana, abhimana, umamana, vidyamana. Okay. So, but sometimes you can divide 7, sometimes divide into 5, sometimes divide into 9. But anyway, here they say that they divide into 7. Okay. So now he started to describe what are the 7. I'm not going to read it one by one, but generally just say the first one, when you say somebody is mana, that's why he put it 4, 5, 27, 3.1. When you say somebody is conceit, what does it mean? So like, you know, when somebody, either they are beautiful because they are rich, because they are good position, because they are very powerful, because they have a good virtue, like they observe many precepts, because they listen a lot of teachings, or because they are very skillful in anything, right? So, and then, however, actually they are not that, no, sorry. Is it just one kind of mana? Yeah, I think he just keep it. Generally mean if it actually is either the other is worse than him, either the people is better than him, either the people is good, equal than him. So, but he still think that, you know, he is better. That's called the mana, right? That's called the conceit. I think that's what he want to say. But if you look at the number set, the second one, atimana, you know. So generally, in other words, usually what we understand the mana, maybe best to follow this first. It's like if it's the second one, when you say, when you look at the people who are equal to you, like, you know, either anything that is equal to you, and then you think that you are better than the persons. So it means that you have this called, do they have a translation here? Yeah. What is atimana translated? No, no translation. Yeah, in Chinese they have a word. Ati means goma means over or can over conceit. So then people is over conceit. But however, if somebody is better than you, and then you actually think that you are better than the persons, so that is called the over conceit. You know what I'm saying? All right, maybe best to say this. But if you are, let's say, maybe best to say if I want whatever. Either because I'm my education, or because my power, that means my strength, you know, I'm healthy, or because of my background, or because of what. But when my mind think that all of you are not better than I'm proud, right? I have the conceit. So that's called the mana, meaning conceit. Because might be true, you are not, okay? But in the case if you are actually, you and I are equal, say you and I education is equal, but I still think I'm better than you, right? So that is called the over conceit, right? That's called adimana. But if I and you are say that actually you are better than me, whatever, maybe you're better than me because you have learned more than I, or maybe because you have you practice better than me, or because your Buddhist knowledge is better than me, but then I still think I'm better than you, right? So that means over conceit, okay? Or conceit over conceit, anyway. Literally translate, mana adimana, mean conceit over conceit, okay? Get it now? So it still belongs to conceit. And what about if people still, on the number 4, if they attach to thing, this 5, this kind of body is mine, you know, like that's definitely is very common. All are common, but this is also very common. like, people say, they so worry about their body, so worry about their mind, and they take that as the one, this is mine. And then I feel very proud of it, Like people, maybe put it more subtle way to say, like when the people say, can I give you a suggestion? Maybe sometime you can listen to other people or read the book and see whether it gives you some understanding. If you say, I don't want to read the book because I am I. If I read the book, it means I learn something from other. I don't want to let people think that I learn something from other. I don't learn anything from other. I always with my own opinion. You know what I'm saying? I never had teacher like that. You know what I'm saying? So that is also a mana, but this is very clear. The mana is show to, so to score this, what do you call, let me see the term. Asmin mana, mean you take the proud, the conceit of myself, okay? Okay, get it now? That asmin mana mean you can translate the conceit of myself, okay? Of mind or conceit of mind, this is mine, okay? So, and then the number 5 one, so called this atigama, atigama mana, right? Am I right? No, abhimana. Okay, sorry, abhimana, number 5. The abhimana is that one, they actually didn't have any attainment, but because he's so conceit, so that he think I have attainment, Oh, this is a lot, happen a lot, okay? Especially if you're in the practice area. So and then they will conceit, they will think that, oh, I'm arahant, oh, I'm this, I'm that, So because the conceit always give you a good feeling, right? That's why it's very hard. It's good feeling. You feel like you're floating, right? Now the number, but of course, let me finish. Number 6 one is the one that's called the. So uma mana, okay. Uma mana is the one that is also very common actually for. Usually if people practice, this is the first one they will abandon also. So they, among all these people, they always think, oh, I'm the most useless one. I know. It's what in English called self-inferior, right? However, if they really are self-inferior, no, there's no such a thing called self-inferior. If they really are thinking, oh, I'm not the best one, so then they can be modest and humble, right? But why we don't say they are modest and humble? Because even though they think I am among this, I'm the one, but they still think, basically, how to say, he still have this kind of mind thing, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? So this is the most happen, and this is actually the last 2 one that you first abandon. You don't have to wait until Sotapanna to abandon. So it's very clear if the people doesn't have confidence to themselves, definitely there's not Sotapanna. I'm saying not the stream enterer, because you don't have to wait that. This is in English maybe called self-inferior. So in other words, mean they see the other people better than them, they feel jealous and they feel very. But no, it's not jealous. They're still very proud of themselves. So that's why they are still afraid of people. So what they would do is usually they don't do anything. They're always in front of you, like very humble, very nice. Yeah. But in the back, he will kick you, tell the lie, say many things to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? That is this is called how is it called? Uma mana. Okay. And the last one. Last one is actually is completely how to say, media means the wrong conceit. But here the wrong refer to the wrong view, because they are basically, he always think actually he's a bad person. There are so many also. Like if they are Buddhists, they think I'm the best Buddhist. I used to come to the temple. So when they come here, they want to kick everybody away. They want to sit in the front always, you know. When the people say, oh, I'm sorry, this is my seat, I come here early. No, this is my seat, you know. So I think that he has a virtue, you know what I'm saying? But you know this is not virtue. You came late and the people come here, I do have a say so. You know what I'm saying? That is called the media, called the conceit of the wrong view. Generally mean refer to he think he's good but he's not, or she's not. I'm sorry. Okay, get it now? Do you have any question about this? I'm sure now you can. Don't. Please try not to check on other people's conceit. Try to check on your conceit more. Yes. Yeah.
How to translate the abhimana?
Abhimana usually we just generally say the inferiority conceit, maybe. Inferiority conceit. Oh, abhi. Oh no, abhimana is abhimana. Abhi actually is mean the word abhi is usually like abhidharma, right? I don't. I'm not sure how to translate that. So let me think about that and let's just see whether I can find. But yeah, yeah. But those are referred to people. They do practice, but then they haven't come to that stage. They think they come to that stage. Okay. But these people usually they are more of. If you look at the list, they definitely have. They must be able to abandon the first two already. Like they still have a virtue, you can see it, and then they should be humble, good enough. I mean, and then the second one also they will not self-inferior. You know, if they still have a self-inferiority and they still have think that he's virtual, but he's really acting horrible, it's no way that he will come to the third. Okay, the conceit. That means the 真三慢, the abhimana. Okay. Now that's conceit. Now look at the number 4 of the factors. So it's ignorance. Okay, maybe generally means ignorance actually means that they don't understand what it means the three sphere, and then generally they cannot understand the characteristic. This is maybe a big subject. Generally means that you don't understand what we're going to talk later. It means that every dharma clearly, or maybe easier to say, like the people who is blind or deaf, you know. So that's why we say they're ignorance. Okay. Then they don't know, they never see it. So, and it might be like in a dark room. Let's say if this room is dark, even the people tell you, you know that there's a picture of the flower, the lotus flower with the 3 birds. No. There's nothing, it's just only dark, you know. So when you open the light, then you will see it. So that's always, the opposite meaning is always mean not the delusion, the light, because you see it, right? Then it's clear, okay. So that's mean by ignorance. I don't have to say that much, but of course there's much more definition, but this is generally definition here, okay. And the number 5 mean what is meant by the view factors. There are 3 views. One view is called Sakaya Drishti, mean the view on this. Just now we say that the view on the accumulation. Okay, you hold the view on accumulation. And the second Andharagraha Drishti, mean you have the view on either this is the annihilation or either that is the eternalism, right? Get it now? 就是常见断见，就边界。边 mean you always extreme. When the people tell you something, you can never walk in the middle path. You always, if not left, it's right. So, okay. So the view mean the idea. The idea is either it's left or right. You know, there are people like this. If I say, for example, could you not to do meditation? Let's say if there's a student asks me a question, say, Because the student has some problem, so the teacher maybe say, oh, I think you maybe can take a break, you know. And then the other student in the next to say, what? He can take a break? Can I take a break? Then I explain, no. I was just only talking to this person, asked him to take a break. So and then the student so, but if he can take a break, why cannot I take a break? So then I will ask, what's the question? Do you want to take a break? Then you take a break. But then he say, no, I don't want to take a break. I just want to know why he can take a break and I cannot take a break. Okay, now, so extreme, right? But I'm not talking this. I'm talking this person, and it's nothing to do with talking with you. And because maybe that person is really have some problem, some issue, I say take a break now. So okay, so like that. Of course, the most prominent case is the people think that when someone attends Nibbana, and then he will be finished, gone. That's mean called Ujjedavada, means you believe that completely gone, you're extinguished. Sometimes we translate this as like a materialism. Materialism believe that because when you die, finished, done. So the Nibbana means when you attend the Nibbana, means you're done. That means you're gone. You have no, you are gone anyway, just cut off. Anything's gone. Or that is extreme. Or you say the Nibbana means you stay forever happily. Forever. So like the heaven. But people think the heaven is forever. So then that is also extreme. So of course, maybe I don't ask me this question now, okay? You will know one day. So what is the question? You mean the Nibbana is not here, not there, and where? Okay? If you ask me where, then I know that you are still extreme. Okay? I know it's very hard to answer this question. I mean, that's why to do that, if he answer this question, he use another way, not in the positive, like called a direct statement. He always use not this, not that, not this, not that. No, not those. So in order to give you an answer. Because when the language, if you say, is this, then it's always have the space for the other, how to say, conjecture. I mean, both might have it given the same way, but the negation at least less. Okay, the way of negation maybe give you less, like propensity in English mean 细论 in Chinese. Okay, that give you more thinking. What it is, what it's that. Okay, of course. Then in the Madhyamika school, like the Zhongdao or the Kongguan, so they think that they give the best answer. Of course, depends on how to look at it. So, but anyway, that's how it means that when you look at the view here, it refers to three. So, mean the regard to the body, regard to this the extreme views, holding the extreme views, and the last one means you have the wrong view, like they don't believe in reincarnation, don't believe they were born by the father, mother, they have the cause and effect, and so on. They should have a teacher, there's a Four Noble Truths. So they don't believe that. So that's called the wrong view. Okay. Now we know what the view mean. Now look at the number 5 one. Actually, they had explained about this. I'm not going to explain it. I explained already. We jump to 4.5.6, 4.527.6, right? So what is meant by this irrational adherence? Now, the irrational adherence, he said that very clearly, consists of two irrational. One is the irrational adherence to the view. One is the abstination and observation. Now, you have the answer already, actually. You have the answer already, okay? You know what I mean by answer? Hello? Just now, the first I say, when somebody enter the stream maintenance, attend the stream maintenance, they will abandon 3 lower factors, right? And then one of them is that adherence to the precepts. But when you look at the list of the 9 factors, but none of these exist here. But here explained already. Because when you say that it's adherence to factors, it refers to 2 kinds. One is adherence to the view, one is adherence to the abstination and observances. That means about what is the right practice or wrong practice. You know, what do you mean by the adherence to the views? What does that mean? Basically, that you have this, you're grasping the view. Yeah, it's. He did explain it before, but I think the below one is a little bit difficult to explain. Like the three aforementioned views and the five aggregates of the grasping, while in fact not excellence, are irrationally adherent to as being excellent. Okay, in other words, mean basically you should regard them as like a suffering, but you think no, they are the beautiful, they are wonderful, like that. Okay, so those are they adherent to the view. So this kind of defined understanding is an irrational adherence to the views. The meaning of irrational adherence is seeking an obstination attachment. Okay, generally means that the word we use, paramasa, the word in Sanskrit Pali, paramasa, so same word, they just pronounce a little different only. Called irrational adherence because so you have you're always very stubborn holding the idea, you know. Something like that, you're holding the idea stubbornly. So like people say, you know, you do see this a lot even in temples and in any place like, you know. So sometimes they might explain to you, oh, we have to arrange the chair like this because just for the beauty for others to look, you know. That's fine. So that people will be happy and it looks better for the whole environment. That's all right. But if the people, they don't understand this, the purpose, and then they might be, people might be sit on a chair in a temple, for example, and then when they leave, he didn't put the chair in a proper way, and the people go to score him. You commit the bad karma because you didn't do this. And then you say, why I didn't? But they say, if you say, no, sorry, you should do this because just for the beautiful of the place, can you arrange that way? That's fine, that you understand what the reason. But if the people, they don't get it because they ask another person who in charge of this, anybody who didn't put the chair rightly, you have to ask them to put it rightly. So, and he hold this as the, you know, it's a view already, but you also put this view on the virtue. And he say, you did it wrong. So if you do this, the Buddha will punish you, right? Oh, my Buddha, I think the Buddha will be so busy. Even if people put the wrong chair, the wrong angle of the side, you know, just only 2 degrees different, and the Buddha will punish you again. Like I don't know. When I studied Buddhism in early time, I heard about lots of this, you know. And I remember one of my friend. I remember vividly when I was actually that time when I was in Paris, and I met her. She used to be like a famous pop star manager also. And she then later on, she's from Hong Kong, she later on interested in Buddhism. So she was definitely happy to see a monk at that time while she was in France. And we were talking and she told me that actually I remember very well, the first question she asked me is like, she said, you know, before I learned Buddhism, I always feel like my life is so happy, so nice. When I learn Buddhism, I feel my life is so horrible. Because whenever I go to the temple, I've been scared you are going to hell because you do this, and because like you know, they don't know, right, the Buddhist chanting text, right? You cannot put it like this, and then because you didn't put it all in the table, you leave it like that, and then the ghost or the goba, something like that, helping you holding the text, and then you make them suffer. So if you make a lot of this suffering to them, then you go to hell. So, and then when you offer the incense, you have to really properly, if you don't do that, you also go to hell, okay? I mean, in Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong, somewhat very popular. Anyway, especially Cantonese people will say, 搞錯啊，咁都激得嘅，你落地獄㗎啦你。So anyway, and then she that's what she told me, and I said, really? And of course I knew I don't want to be really like, yeah, you're right, you know. So, but you know, but then I try to explain this. Actually, I try to explain this is that people, they don't know what is mean by the good virtue. Like the chair I just mentioned, maybe the people want to arrange that just for the sake of like beautiful or the look nice of the place. But that's okay if the people do not agree, do not follow it. You can say just for that sake. It's not using the wrong thinking this is a virtue. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't do this, you go to hell. You don't do that, you go to hell. It's nothing to do with that. Come on. So the one who tell them to go to hell is the first to go to hell. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now you know my so that's mean by that stuff. Okay, let's say a few more and then we have a break and then we explain that, I guess, something. Okay, what else we didn't done? Okay, the number 7. The number 7 one is the doubt factors. So generally, the doubt means you doubt in about Four Noble Truths, and then you almost just like somebody the mind. I usually tell people when they're in suffering, I say, "Good, observe the suffering." What? You must be mad. I want something happy. I say, the Four Noble Truths. You know what's Four Noble Truths, right? Right. The first one is the truth of suffering. Yeah, then observe the suffering. No, that's horrible. So like that. So he said, so people have a doubt. Then for Four Noble Truths, just like the people mind is wandering, like they are on the crossroad. Anyway, basically they don't know what to do. They cannot make the decisions. So, and of course they give you usually it's a sad sensation and suffering sensation. Because people think that when they observe the suffering, they become much more suffering, right? But that's the first truth, the truth of suffering. Okay, we'll have that more topic in the later, don't worry. But that's called doubt. The next one is the jealousy, right? The jealousy, I'm sure I don't have to say. Basically, you jealous other people, anything, their wealth, their success in their meditation. Because they have, if you regard to the monk, I mean they got more money, people, the devotee are like him more than you, and all this sort of thing. So still the last one I think. Yeah, the last one means the average generally means that they have the teachings they learned, they don't want to share to other people, because they anyway, basically they think this is it's not the other people cannot share. So this is called average. So all are the 9 factors. All right, we have, because today is Angelina, you prepare many things?
Yeah.
So then, since you prepare many things, we have 10 minutes break, and then we are back to talk, back to talk what the question we just raised, and how to explain those things. All right, so I'll see you in 10 minutes' time. Enjoy your time with the Angelina's birthday. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Now, so we're back to the 4.5.29.10, right? So there are 4 definitions. The first one is because it's subtle, it's difficult to detect. Sorry, its arisings. The second is because it's biting along. And it's because they proceed together with the physical series. In other words, these defilements, this so-called proclivity. So always, follow or bite together, with the body and the mind. So just like the image of the bird moving in the sky, being followed by a fish moving in the water. What does it mean? Like the bird, when they're on the sky, then they will see the fish shadow, and then they want to catch the fish. So, and then the bird would, I don't know why he want to use this simile, but it's then the fish just fly, and then the bird will just follow it, right? So maybe that's this is my interpretation. It's something like, when you are the fish, right? You thought you're free, but actually, no. This proclivities follow you like a bird, always catch you, it will try to catch you. So, because when you are in the sea, the bird only can see the shadow, right? The fish shadow. So it will fly and follow after that. So, And then the third one is in the sense of adherence. Anusanj, it means adhering, like attached to. As they are like the oil in the sesame seeds on the grease in the morsel of the food, So when you cook, in India, every time they cook, they put sesame oil. So then it's always attached to the food. The number 4th definition, what is called procavity, is in the sense of developing in accordance with, as they develop accordance with regard to the 5 aggregates of grasping, when they take objects, and when they are conjoined, developing in accordance with means grow by ways of taking objects and being conjoined with thought concomitant. In other words, as far as you still have the grasping on the body, only the Buddha and Arahant do not grasping the 5 aggregates, mean the body and the mind. Okay, the Sotapanna, that means the stream antenna, these one returner, non-returner, they still, even though they are less. But the completely not grasping on the 5 aggregate is only the Buddha and Arahant. So that's the reason why he say. So why it is called procavity? Because in the sense of developing in accordance with. In others mean the word yi is mean you go with, along with in Sanskrit. Okay. So in accordance with, you go with what? The 5 aggregates. But it's not normal 5 aggregates, it's the grasping of 5 aggregates. That including what I just mentioned, including the mundane people, the stream antennas, the people who still have to study, learn. Not the people who are not learning, like Arahant and Buddha, Wu-xue, right? But Yu-xue, they still have these 5 aggregates of grasping. So, and when they take these objects, in other words, objects here refer to when you're grasping anything, right? So they will be this procavity with joy together. That's why it's called procavity. So that's mean, okay? So we know that the definition. Now I guess then the next one is 4.5.29.8. Okay, actually we back to the point 10 is I think it's good to talk about definition first. Now we're back to the point 8. Point 8 on the page 91. Okay, if you don't have you have the notes with you, then just look at the note. So among these procavities, the sensual greed and the hatred procavities are classifiable with respect to different classes only. I think, no, it's not the one I want to say actually. I think I missed. That's the reason why I pasted something wrong.
It's backward, right?
No, it's backward forward. Is I arrange it, but I want to. It's let me see. Let me check it. Where is it? What I want to say is that actually, in order to understand this, you have to understand in 4 ways. Maybe it's not here. It's okay. Look at this. Let's jump yeah, it's on the 8, I guess. But I thought they have a passage here. I don't know where is it now. Anyone can find that statement that you have to look at this in 4 ways. Yeah, but do you know which paragraph? Oh, that's right. That's good. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're back to the first paragraph, 4.5.29. That's why I missed one point. I didn't look at it. Second paragraph, can you look at it on our notes, right? The individual characteristic of these 7 has been explained in the description of the factors, right? It means the meaning, so it has been explained already. However, they are also to be classified under the sphere. So must understand with the sphere and their modes of activities and their classes. Okay. Actually, there should be one more. The sphere, the modes of activities, the classes. I think there's no any translation for that. 29. Yeah, 分别是我没有印进去还是他有啊？ I mean the English one, did they translate it?
Their classes.
Yeah, their classes. Sorry. No. Their classes is mean the bull. It's not.
Activity. Let me see. Classes.
29. So, 1, 2, 3.
The classes had 2 of them.
No. They, yeah, I think so. It's okay. But, I mean, this, yes? I think that the one maybe the classes is translated. The 形象 is the akara, and the prakara I didn't translate. I think we need to maybe it means what does that mean? It means exception, the exception. Okay. So understand this subject in basically 4 ways. Okay. First, understand the sphere. Second, understand the modes, and then understand their classes. And then the last ones, understand it as the exception. Okay, I guess so. All right. Then you look at the chart now. Okay, shall we look at the chart now? So even though the text here they say altogether they have let me see. It say that altogether there's 98 types of this what we call this procavity. But here when I count it, it's only 84. Okay, but it's not that I make mistake. But the other chart it should be 98. Okay, but this one is just only 84. Why? Because it did mention that sometimes if you look at the view, the attachment. Look at the list number 6. Okay, the view procavity. So the view procavity is only 4, because if you look at if you include the view procavity have 5 view. Hello, get it now? So I don't know whether you go back and read it, but it's okay. So I mean, if you just only counted not the 5 views, but just only count all 5 views into 1 view, okay? So then there are only 12 of the, how to say, the 12 of the number, okay? Now look at this chart first, the first chart on page 4, okay? So you could see that there are 84 procavities here. So if you just only include 7 procavity and exclude 5 views, okay? The first one is the sense sphere. It means that, that's why it said that if you understand this term, you have to understand they are just spheres. Whether this kind of defilements can be abandonable or whether they will exist even, okay? Can be abandonable either in the sense sphere or either in the form sphere or either in the formless sphere. Get it now?
Sense sphere means desire sphere.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it means desire sphere too. I translate. Thank you. Oh, I should say that in the desire sphere. Do you have a question of this? No. Right? Okay. And then the second one is say that you have to understand this concept in the score these modes of activities and their classes. Okay. The modes of activities is much more complicated. We are going to discuss only when we talk about the path system, how they practice in the path. Okay, but we can jump to the first is the so-called the classes. So there are 5 classes. So which 5? Just now we talk about. He asked me a question. The 5 classes. So 五部. What does it mean by the five classes? The 5 classes refer to dukkha, the original, the cease, the path, and the cultivation. Okay. Look at it. Can you see that? Understand each term now? So the first 4 is very clear to everybody. The dukkha, I don't want to translate suffering, but if you like, you can translate suffering. The dukkha, everybody have to learn this word, dukkha, okay, in Buddhism. So even though you don't know any Pali or Sanskrit, but the word you still have to learn. It means suffering. Okay, 苦集灭道嘛. So we have to know that this is the dukkha, first one. Second one's the origin of the dukkha, right? I just had to write origin. And then the cease mean the me, okay, and the path. And then you have this called cultivation. Why? We know this is 4, refer to the 4 noble truths, right? And then there's 1, what it is, we don't know. Okay, I'm going to explain. You might not know. Generally means in Buddhism, in this Sarvastivada system, we're going to explain more later in the future. But just this is how you learn slowly by slowly. In these 4, actually, it is for only 4 noble truths. Okay, I don't need to write that now. So it is 4. You can when you abandon this, when you can go to these 4 noble truths. Each noble truth you have to go 4 again. Okay, they have 4. There are 16. That's what we call 16 akara, 16 activities. Okay, we're going to learn that in the future. Don't worry about that. So what I want to say that, so if you can go to this meditation and then you can see the truth, the suffering, truth of the original, truth of the cease, truth of the path, and then before you come here, there's 1 moment or 2 moments, okay, then you will jump to this part. So this part, if you are, because I'm going to explain it, as I say, in the future, so this is what we call, not cultivation, we call the path of vision, okay, 见道, okay, path of vision. And this is called the path of cultivation. In Chinese, it's a 见道, and then there's a 修道, okay? So, or put it simple, it means if anybody who practice meditations, after they practice insight meditation, and they can start to, according to this school, Sarvastivada path system, so if you enter this, understand the 4 noble truths, you see the first noble truth, the first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, and then you maybe have to go 3 rounds. Anyway, that's another big topic. So we are going to talk that after in next year. That means in January, definitely. So, and then you become, at this stage, you are so-called like you are the Sotabhati, right? Just so you are the before stream entering. But then when you are break to it, you become in the cultivation part here, mean you are the stream enter. Okay. So in other words, mean anybody, if they can observe the 4 noble truths up to here before, for the first time, if they not break to come to the cultivation, they all, the highest one will be the stream enterers, the before stream enterers. Okay. When they only in the first time they enter the cultivation, the path of cultivation, they become stream enter. Get it now? Understand that idea? So cultivation enter. In other words, mean after that you might be still practice the 4 noble truths again, but you still understand as you have to go to this again. But then that's another way of talking. But generally, mean for the beginner, so this is for not the sand, but this is for the sand, or before about to become a sand. Okay. So that's why it called 5 classes. Get it now? So the classes of the suffering, the classes of origin, the classes of cease, the classes of path, classes of cultivation. Okay, now if you have, don't need to know the detail first, just learn slowly by slowly. Now in the defilements, so when you look at the chart here, look at the first one. So called the Sanskrit procavity. Can you see the chart? So you can see that I put a mark, So it means that this sense Greek procavity can be abandonable. So by when you observe the suffering, the lust, the craving for the existence of the three words can be abandonable in the truth of suffering, in the truth of original suffering, in the truth of the cease, in the truth of the path, and also in the cultivation. Get it now? That's what it means. Get it now? So now the second one, look at the hostility, the anger, hostility. But the hostility, and when the people practice, how they can abandon this, mean they can cut that off. It's only truth for suffering, original, cease, and path and cultivation belong to the sense desire, right? But it doesn't have in the form desire and the formless desire. Why? Because in the form desire, in the formless desire, there's no anger. Okay? You get it now? Okay. Now the third one, actually time's up, so we should be stopped. So let me finish the third one, and then we have more comprehensive discussion a little more later. So the third one, the existence, greed, procavity, like it doesn't happen in the sense desire. It only happens in the form and in the formless sphere. It doesn't appear in the desire sphere. It only appears in the form and formless sphere. Why? Because these people, when they have this yu tan in Chinese, it means the existence greed, because they are the people actually, they are still craving, they don't craving for the sense desire, they only craving for the existence of the form and the formless. Okay. And that's the reason why this one, it's for the Sakadagami, for the one returner, non-returner, and Arahant. Remember? Hello? Remember the list? The Arahant and the non-returner, they will cut off the desire for the form and desire for the formless. Remember? It's called 无三分解, right? Right? The so-called the fire highest level of the factors. So they cut off. That's why, because they don't. This is the reason why it's listed here. So I just want to let you know first, this is a simple chart that at least you know. The reason why they put this way, it's just want to try to show you, maybe the other one is easier to say. They don't have here, yes, look at this, the number 6 and number 7. You see the number 6 and number 7, one is missing, right? The one is that the abandonable cultivation is missing. Because why? Because the will, the stinginess will, and then the doubt, they don't have to reach to the stage of become the sotapanna to put that away, the doubt. They had to put it away in this stage already. That's what I'm going to say. That's how the Sarvastiva understand in the scheme. You get it now? You don't have to become up to the cultivation path, which is the path definitely for the stream antenna, right? You don't have to wait for up to here to abandon this, the stinginess of the view and the doubt, right? So from here, either any path, either in the dukkha, either in the original, either in the cease, either in the path, they can cut away that already, okay? So now you just learn this about defilement. Later you have to learn the path and how they meditate and how they do this and how they do that. They have a very different scheme, very, very comprehensive scheme. Okay. All right. So when we are going to have a next class in January, the first week or second week? I think maybe second one. 8. Okay, we will have the next class after the New Year, 8.
January 1st is.
Yeah, January 1st is on Wednesday, right? On Tuesday, Wednesday. So that we are going to have a class on the second week of the January. So, and then I think that by the time we can finish this proclivity, and I know you have much more better understanding already now. I'm sure now you have get clearer understanding of what we are talking now. So, and yes, so last thing, so we also have the Amitabha retreat in the Janya Monastery and coming from Saturday. So if you have time, please come to join too. And the last I want to say few things. One thing I want to say, Happy New Year, 2014, if I didn't see you. And also, if you celebrate Christmas, and Happy Christmas too, So we should have the Happy Buddha Mas, I don't know. Buddhimas. Anyway, and then also the last, today we have 2 people who have a birthday. Thanks for coming. Mark, right? Mark Ying, and then also Angelina Lee. They have a same birthday together. And happy birthday.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming in also. And I think that your register is very important because I consider actually when we finish the class before that, we will see how we should do that. It's best that we must give a certificate, at least you're attending the class. Yeah. So to encourage you to have effort to come. So if some of you forget, yeah. All right, so let's Hubao do some transfer marriage, we can live, yeah.
愿一次上课功德普济一切，我等与众生皆共成佛道。
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. All right.
One about to teacher.
All right. Thank you, John. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks for coming. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah.